Hello everybody, I am Sheppeld and welcome back to Let's Play Clive Barker's Undying. Right, so we've just after getting our ectoplasm spell, and we gotta start our investigation into what's going on here at the Covenant Estate. Now we actually get to play for a bit now because you know, the start of it is very story driven and a bit slow going.
Have you noticed anything strange going on?
Apparently, Elizabeth's room was broken into last night during the commotion.
Where's her room?
Just down the hall from here. It's quite a mess.
Right, okay. The butler said someone broke into Elizabeth's room. Perhaps I should investigate. So that's what we'll do. Alright.
Won't budge.
Won't budge. So yeah, as I said in the previous part, this was written, the story was written by Clive Barker, who is quite a renowned author. He's also directed and written movie scripts, such as the Hellraisers, things like that. He's written books like Book of the Damned.
Tell me what you know about Lisbeth.
Why, she was a fetching young lass. Quite the fiery temper, though. She could be placid and calm one minute, and then suddenly she's spitting curses and swinging her nails at you like an animal. 'Tis a pity her mother died birthing her.
Indeed.
Following her mother's death, I'd raised Lisbeth like my own. In the end, the wasting sickness got her. I'd cared for her when she was sick, and watched her wither away to nothing. Pity a young woman has to die in the spring of her life. Now she rests with her poor mother at the family mausoleum. The groundskeeper claims to have seen her recently. Oh man, seeing a ghost is never a good omen.
Where can I find this groundskeeper?
He's out in the gardens. You can get there through the kitchen.
Your knowledge is appreciated. Thank you.
Okay. Sorry, it's Book of the Dead, I think it's called, not Book of the Damned, that he's written. I have it at home here, and I don't know, I have a couple of things by Clive Barker, and he also did Clive Barker's Jericho, which was a game on the Xbox 360 and PC as well. He also did that.
Oh, this house needs a priest.
Really? Okay, so it's asking me to scry. Sorry, no. Holy shit. Okay. Is there anything else that it wants me to see? No? Alright. Right, so obviously the stone allows me to use scrying. Well, it tells me when to use scrying. It's one of the methods. But yeah, this game is actually really good. It's one of my favorite games over recent times. As I said, about a year ago was the first time I ever played it, and I really enjoyed it. It's shit. Get out the revolver.
Help me!
It's just such a good game. It's got such good story to it as well, and I wouldn't really call it a game that's scary. I wouldn't call it a game that's scary. I'd call it more kind of unnerving as opposed to scary, but it's still really good. Bring it! I am Patrick Galloway. It feels a bit weird being Irish and playing an Irish character, I have to admit. And at first I was a little bit about the voice actor and doing the, you know, trying to do an Irish accent, but then I got kind of used to it, and I think he did an alright job at doing the voice acting for Patrick. It's not that bad. Oh, something needs to be scried. When you hear that voice, that means that there's something to scry. There's something that you can see by scrying. Okay, sorry, no, oh, bollocks, here comes out. Is there any more? No? Look around. Well, that's what I will do then. I will take out my stone as well. So that I know the exact location. Holy shit. What the fuck? Okay, that's just gruesome. Right, let's just continue on, shall we? There's another howler around here somewhere. I'm not sure where. Take out ectoplasm. I think that answers my question. Still another one too. And there, no. Okay, new journal entry. Right, I haven't read these in a little bit. Okay, here we go. I spoke with a maid about Elizabeth. The siblings' mother, Evelyn, apparently died whilst giving birth to her, and the housekeeper filled the void of her maternal absence. Excuse me. She said Elizabeth was a very beautiful girl with a short, violent fuse who passed away from a wasting disease. I take note of the irony of someone who was so beautiful dying of such a heinous disease that calls for the destruction of their vanity. The maid said that the groundskeeper believes to have seen Elizabeth alive. Having seen Elizabeth with my own eyes, I can only believe this maid's frightful testimony. I'll go down to the kitchen and try to find my way out to the gardens anyway. Elizabeth's poetry. On nights when I cannot sleep, I look from my bed to the monastery out my window. The reflections of the water that separate us ripple across my bedroom walls, filling the room with waves of moonlight. If it is quiet enough and the wind is still, I can hear them chanting, their prayers rolling across the water and fall upon my ears like a lullaby rocking me to sleep. It fills my body with such a quiet peace. And yet I cannot help but wonder how something that provides so much security could at the same time haunt me. At midnight the chanting stops. The brilliant lights of the monastery go black except for a tiny glow that emits from the entrance to the catacombs. As I watch that single light, I can see the shadows of the monks at the entrance. It is then that I feel a slow creeping dread rise from my stomach, as if the island somehow has a hold on me. I have overheard bits and pieces of a story from hushed conversations about monks who died a horrible death many years ago among these grounds. It is said that their tortured souls were put to rest within the catacombs, and that their two brothers have stood guard at the entrance each night since. I cannot help but wonder why. What are they waiting for, or hoping to ward off? Are they bound to the islands with the same unknown force as I? The Lord works in such mysterious ways, but how can a just God allow his flock to die within sacred grounds? Surely there is another force working among us, one capable of pure evil. A loving God could never allow such pain and agony. Is it that force that eats at me at night and leaves my dreams unsettled? Are the waters enough to keep me safe? I wish just once I could lie in the grass outside the catacombs for a night and put these haunted dreams to rest. I must end these nightly visions and seek the truth. Elizabeth. Evelyn's letter. Dearest Mother, all is not well here at the Covenant Estate. Joseph, my husband, whom once charmed me with his good will and smile, now seems distant and reclusive. I realize that when we met there are those imperfections one must look past, and that your heart helps you to forgive. However, Joseph's strange obsession keeps him in the library at all hours of the night. Seldom are we spending time together, and even more rarely does he want to exercise his husbandly right towards me. I'm beginning to feel inadequate, especially when he talks of his desire for children prancing around the estate. What am I to do? I bide most of my time alone in the greenhouse, reminiscing of my sweet youth and the rich and gallant Peter Rokana, who would wait patiently on me and shower me with expensive gifts like my beloved pearl necklace. Things could have been different had I kept that social path. Instead, I feel like I'm the fool for getting involved with Joseph Covenant. His prime moments are being spent in his library with his books twice as old as me. Apparently my visage can't garner his attention. What dear advice could you give me, dearest mother? I'll be waiting for your response. I hope that this letter finds you and Father well. Tell Father not to worry about his little Robin, that I've left the nest, but shall never leave his heart. With love, Evelyn. It is Joseph's letter. It is truly a pity that my dear wife Evelyn passed away giving birth to Elizabeth. She would have loved to see them all grow. I cannot help but think that she would have been able to tame this wild streak that they have all exhibited lately. My mother is a soothing influence. I unfortunately cannot offer them this solace. I wish I could understand what brought on this recent behaviour. I have received a letter today from Ambrose boarding school. He has been expelled. I don't know what to do with that boy. With the behaviour of the children so appalling, I have no choice but to bring them home. Perhaps I can find a tutor. I hope being under my watchful eye will calm their spirits. The last 6 weeks have been terrible. The tutor was a complete disaster. In fact, the poor man just packed his bags and left in the night. Any form of discipline is hopeless with Ambrose, and almost seems completely lost on the others. The only thing I've been able to do is play to their interests. I've noticed that each child has their own avid curiosity. Strange to see it manifest at such an early age, but who am I to discourage the one moment of peace I can find with them? Now I understand why the children are behaving wildly. Jeremiah came to me frightened and crying. Several years ago the children broke into my library and procured one of my research books without my knowledge. But how was I to know a 12-year-old boy would take interest in those dusty tomes? I do not know what passage they read, but I suspect that it has led to the current predicament concerning their behaviour and erraticies. Jeremiah says they woke the spirits of the island. Hopefully I can determine what the children have done. Perhaps there is a solution. I've pored over the volumes of research, and I am no closer to understanding what Jeremiah and the children may have conjured. None of the incantations in the books could have caused this to happen. Calling a demon or consulting spirits should not have such a long-lasting disturbing effect. I even travelled to the stones. Nothing there gave me clues to what happened. Perhaps if they had only told me at the time I would have some more insight. Now any clues would have be long gone. I've determined the stones are some sort of focus. Perhaps there is a reason so many people have been attracted and repulsed by this land. It seems that my own fascination with the standing stones has wrought its corruption upon my children. Joseph. Okay. So that kind of gives an insight into the kids when they were younger and as to what has been going on.
Jammed.
Okay. Right, that's the way I came
Stop.
from, isn't it? Right, let's go down here then. Let's see. As I said, it's a very story-driven game for an FPS. You know, for a first-person shooter. it is very story driven, but I like it. I like a first person shooter that's story driven, because you don't really get it anymore. It's all about fucking war now. You don't get classics like this anymore, and it's something that I really enjoyed, because it's just so different, you know. I mean, this game had its kind of bad luck, because it got shadowed by Deus Ex, because Deus Ex came out around a year beforehand, maybe 6 months beforehand, and it kind of scry, it's saying, and it kind of I'll look at that now in a second.
Need a key.
Elizabeth. So that's Elizabeth. It kind of, you know, got forgotten, and it's just one of those little gems that, you know, should have got the attention that it did, and it's just, you know, it doesn't get the attention that it deserves. Holy shit. Nice. Nice. That's quite a gruesome picture, to be honest. I'm gonna use a health pack here. Because I do want to keep my health up. Right. Okay. Another health pack. But yeah, it's got a really good story to it. It's that it unfolds at a nice pace as well. I know that, you know, this isn't your average first-person shooter. It's not all about action. There's a lot of there is a lot of journal entries and things like that to read, to sort of, you know, catch up on the story, and, you know, as to what happened prior to being here, and, you know, things like that. And I really like it. Like, what the fuck happened there? Like, it's not to everyone's fancy, but I really enjoyed this, and I really hope you guys enjoy this Let's Play as well.
Is that the door to the gardens?
Yes, it is. However, I don't have the key. I lent it to the maid. I believe she is cleaning Herr Keisinger's room today. It's located in the east wing of the house.
Thanks. I appreciate your help.
The door to the manor gardens is locked. The cook says the maid is the only one with the key, and she's cleaning Keisinger's room in the east wing. Keisinger. While that name might not ring true for the servants, I'm deeply disturbed that Otto Keisinger would even be here. What the hell does that bastard want with my friend and his family? I can only be sure that when our paths cross, he will get more than a stern word from me. I only wonder how he plans to answer my questions when my hands are gripping tightly around his throat. Otto has done more to damage my reputation than I care to remember. I have no doubts that should he find out I've made it out to the Covenant estate, he will stop at nothing to foil my attempts at uncovering the mysteries that seem to be plaguing this family and my dear friend.
Won't budge.
Otto Keisinger. You will find out more about him as we go along.
Stuck.
There was mention of him in the first entry as well. Something about Patrick being somehow involved in someone's death. Keisinger was also involved in that too, so I'm not 100% sure exactly how that works. Shit, I might as well use my amplifier actually. There we go. Now, as you can see down by my ectoplasm, it's now got two stars, I suppose you could say. They're so small, I'm guessing that they're supposed to be stairs. And that means it's gone up in a level. But yeah, Otto Kaisinger is some tricks past. And I'm not entirely sure how. But, like, it's been a while and I have only played this once, so, you know, a lot of the details within the story is still kind of missing out of my memory. It's not like I've
Where is it?
It's not like I've played this through several times.
I know it is around here someplace.
To the point that, you know, I remember everything.
Ah, here it is.
That's one of Jeremiah's brothers. He's a complete and utter looper, as you'll find out as we go along. He is absolutely mad. Right, what is it that you were reading? Moondor Notes. Reddish leaves swirl in the wind like lost souls in search of rest. Like an open sketchbook focused on my dreams, this land is forever pictured as a comforting autumn dusk. Replete with a golden sky with crackling river water and bubbling marshes that dot the land, it feels like a romantic artist's canvas. Upon further investigation I have sensed horrendous visions of a gnarled doom, decorated as a picturesque facet in this endless autumn dusk. Spinny trees root deep into the foul earth, licking the ground dry of all its good. Carcasses populate the brush, their putrid remains swallowed whole by the land, and corners of this malevolent area are teeming with vicious, ungodly prey that whilst the grass stretches over this land twisting together like veins of pulsating sinew, as if the ground were alive, keen of the inhabitants that parade on its back. Beady, black, soulless eyes flash across the air. Tiny, quick-winged bats streak through the bright sky, flying razors waiting for the perfect moment to descend. As they swoop by, I see sharp, bloody teeth, a wicked demonic smile. From the darting blurs, I hear anonymous whistling that chills my soul. They own the skies here. Wrath-like hooded minions, overseers without heart or soul, patrol this land. Slash and stitch techniques permeate their faces, and arms patched together like cheap quilts, using the skin from the bodies of rank corpses. They gather and live like packs of rabid wolves, instigating fights for supremacy. These abominations thirst for my destruction. They are mostly clustered around footpaths that seem to traverse upward along a cliffside, but alternate groupings are planted among watery halls and hollowed trees. Further down the path it is as if the shadows are swallowing the surroundings whole, without a penchant of knowledge or drop of meaning. It is as if the only reason for this actually lies in darkness itself. Like royalty that rules the black void entombed in the night of infinite. It is she, the eternal mistress of shadows. Aaron. So, basically that character there, your man that we've seen a couple of times now, that is Aaron, the youngest brother of Jeremiah. And he is probably the most fucking loopy of them all. And you'll see why as the game goes on, why we call him the most loopy.
The great hall of paintings. There is the truth. Image becomes reality. He will rise again. The ritual continues through our blood.
Why is it ask? Why am I supposed to scry that again? Okay. Never mind, I'll just switch back to X-Class and we'll continue on. Right, we have to go this way. Alright. so we just came through that way. Well, this way. Now I'm gonna quick save actually. So. Ah, there's somebody.
Bethany often used this room as her office after Jeremiah left for the war.
Okay, well, thank you for that information. What am I supposed to be seeing? Jesus Christ. Tell you what, some people did really good art for this. Right, okay, there's a journal entry. Suppose a journal entry. Bethany writings. Why do I waste my time with posers and fools? I realize now that my correspondence with these others have been a waste of my time. Father has done more research than I could truly appreciate until now. Most of these other magicians are braggarts who act the part but rarely have an inkling of the truth. I've tried to contact the Golden Dawn but have been ignored and insulted since I am not from the continent. Alistair Crowley insists I become his acolyte. I suspect it is more of a harem. His vanity is boorish and fraudulent. He's as confused as my brother. Both are lost in vices. While Aaron numbs himself and seeks escape, the great beast actually believes it to be a revelation. A few have been unresponsive or cryptic. I suspect if I pursue them I might glean some knowledge. However, I am beginning to realize that my research and documentation are beginning to plateau. What I have learned must be put into practice. Perhaps the nature of the knowledge I seek cannot be found within this society. Trial and error has slowed my learning due to the long recovery periods. The help probably suspects something is amiss, since my health fluctuates drastically from these rituals. They wouldn't dare say anything, besides I can always blame erratic fortune upon my family legacy. That should be enough to excuse my bouts of weakness. Besides, Aaron languishes in a stupor even now. Bethany, whom is one of the sisters. Okay, and there's Aaron once again. Jesus. Bring it. There we go. Let's see. Is there any more? No, that seems to be all of them. Aaron dropped a book. Jeremiah, I am warning you about Bethany. She's become obsessed with Father's books since you left for the war. She is increasingly paranoid and secretive. She locks herself in the sunroom or disappears on horseback. I know she is corresponding with a number of outsiders. I fear she is making family business known to these strangers. I doubt we want her bringing unneeded attention to the family. You know she is the last person we want near those stones. How could you have left us? I can feel the fingers of this curse reaching out to us. Don't think you can escape. You know you have to come back. Damn it, Jeremiah. You have doomed us all, and you are a coward for leaving us. Can you hear the whispers, Jeremiah? Even another continent isn't far enough. Remember, I tried to go as well. I still heard them even in Asian dens and German gutters. I figured it out. It's inside. It won't be long before you cross the threshold, brother. Aaron.
Stuck.
So you can kind of see where this is going and how everything is kind of gotten to this point.
Stuck.
So let me just recap on what exactly happened. Basically, their father, Joseph, was big into tomes and that of the occult. And basically, this whole ground was built upon these standing stones, which is technically, you know, a summoning ground, I suppose you could say. And Jeremiah brought his brothers and sisters out there, and basically as a prank, and they summoned something, and which has kind of led to all this happening. And their father Joseph tried to basically... Can I shoot that down? Sorry. And their father Joseph tried to undo it all but couldn't, and it's kind of all led to this, basically. So that's pretty much the gist of it. Oh, there's a key up here. Priest's key. I'm going to save. I'm gonna grab this stuff. Scry.
Rifle through my personal belongings. Guards, at once!
Oh. Shit. Ugh. Thanks for that. Right, I'm just doing a very quick load, and we'll do this again. You can kill them.
Rifle through my personal belongings. Guards, at once!
Alright, scry.
Take him now! Take him now!
Leave me alone, man. What did I do to you? I might have gotten through your belongings and that.
He's reloading his weapon. He's reloading his weapon.
I love the way that they do that. They can actually like, tell when reloading my weapon. Things like that. It's a really cool little addition.
He's reloading his weapon.
I don't think I can kill them in this realm, though. Okay, I'm just gonna move on. I'm just gonna leg it because otherwise I'm gonna run out of ammo and I don't want that to happen. So I'm just gonna leg it. Alright, what did I find anyway? Oh, ether traps. According to legend, ether traps have the ability to tap into another ethereal plane of existence, and in doing so the traps themselves become black holes in which spirits can be whisked away and temporarily trapped in another dimension. And while I'm certain that these magical weapons were not meant for our eyes, I am always humbled when my course of studies proves truth to legend. Okay, so we got ourselves some ether traps. Ether traps. They will come in handy later on. I could have used them to make them spirits go away, but you know, I didn't want to waste it on them. Okay. New journal entry. Elizabeth hit me today. I cannot understand what has gotten into her lately. She used to be such a graceful, proper little girl. She even licked her lips afterwards. I believe I should leave this place. Mary Turner. She must have been someone that looked after them or something like that. So that's why it was crying, I suppose, or something like that. Come on, let's go. Oh. Bring it. Gotcha. Okay. Let's keep moving. I'm gonna end this episode now in a minute, actually, because I've gone on for quite a bit. With all the reading and everything. It does take a while. Alright. I'm going to leave it here for this part, guys. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you, and have fun.